Welcome to the Union Football Coaches Show. Rick Corey along with Kirk Frederick, the head coach of the Redskins, looking back at a really nice win against a really good Norman North team. Now, you went in knowing they had a really good tailback. It's a big, huge offensive line, bigger than some colleges. Got to be pretty excited about what happened.
Yeah, I was. You know, you see those guys on film. You know they've got a good football team. They're coached well. Like you said, the tailback, you'll see in the highlights, they start out, they have some really good offensive weapons, and it took our defense a little bit to adjust. Coach Neal and his staff did a really nice job of making a few adjustments that helped us. But all in all, we felt like it was a great victory. Long bus ride, you know, different environment, and our kids came out and played well.
It is a long bus ride, and we talked about travel a little bit last week. But when you get to another place and the crowd's not big, really like that your guys came out and they didn't lack energy immediately.
No, they didn't. It was something we talked about all week. Was you're going to have to create your own energy. You're going to have to you're going to be in a situation where you know, you've been on the bus for a long time. It's not going to be a situation where there's tons of people there, just simply because when we travel, yes, our fans come, but it's nothing like a home game or one of these big games that we've been in. Although the opponent was a big opponent, a team that we definitely had to prepare for, the atmosphere wasn't like a big-time game.
Well, it was kind of a big-time game for Union. Let's take a look at some of the numbers, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And especially when you look at that rushing number, Kirk, this Norman North team had been decently stingy on the ground. 221, you got to be pleased.
Very, very pleased with that. And again, for the second week in a row, we've had a short field to work on. Our return teams have done a great job. Coach Davis has really put some weapons out there on the return team, and so we got the ball a lot at midfield, and so to have those numbers like that, I was very pleased with those. Tyler Atkins, just nothing just outstanding, but I mean those 4 yards, 8 yards, 15 yards, you know, those things added up and really did a nice job for us.
And you look at the other side, Quan Hogan had come in, he's the tailback we were talking about, Division I kid, 73 yards. I mean, and that's a huge offensive line. They really had success drive one. After that, what do you kind of adjust to stone them?
Well, I think you have to look at your defensive line. You have to look at some of the alignments, some B-gap, C-gap exchange things, the way your safeties run fit, those kinds of things, really cut it down. And so you can see there that the rushing game caused them to go in the air, and they had some good success there, but not a lot of points after that, you know, first couple of drives there, and real proud of our kids. And again, turnovers. You know, I think we're plus 9 or 10 on the year right now, so very proud of our team and in the way that we're protecting the football.
That's the next thing I was going to say. That and the penalties, as they keep getting whittled down. You don't give the ball away, and you don't hurt yourself. At the end of the day, you're going to be in almost every game.
We did. We kind of had a rash of a couple of those personal foul situations, or you know, where things get a little bit chippy. And in the last game, we really didn't hurt ourselves. I think we had 2 dead ball penalties that we're continuing to try. I think both those were offsides, but opportunities where the other team you know, may be a little bit chippy at certain times, we're walking away from those situations and helping our team.
Yeah, business-like. That's the way I like to describe this team, is business-like. Are you feeling that?
I do. I mean, that's the first example you could say. Like I said, after traveling last week, coming out, executing, they went through the pregame, their meetings, all those kinds of things, just like they would if they were a home game. And that's what you want to see as a head coach, a team prepared to play when it's kickoff time.
Well, you're going to see that team prepared to play here in just a second. We'll be back with the first half highlights. Norman North and the Union Redskins. Pretty good football game. We'll see them in just a minute on the Union Football Coaches Show.
No matter how you play, or work, or live, life sometimes throws you a curve. At Eastern Oklahoma Orthopedic Center, we help you get back to playing, working, and living your life. EOC, Tulsa's finest and most experienced provider of sports medicine care for over 30 years. Visit us at eoc.com.
What's so different about Arvest? Let's ask real customers.
I have the free business checking account.
They seem interested in making sure that your business is successful.
I'm in here probably 3 to 4 days a week.
They've helped me with lines of credit when I needed extra money for capital.
We didn't have to even come to the bank. He came to the warehouse.
I've got tons of locations in the small towns where we end up building stuff at.
I didn't think it was, it could ever be done, but when I come down here, it was done.
Arvest Bank, our customers say it best.
Welcome back to the Union Football Coaches Show. The head coach is Kirk Frederick. I'm Rick Corey, and we're going to take a look at the first half highlights of Norman North and Union in a terrific football game. And you'll see as Coach Frederick said, first of all, trying to create a little atmosphere coming out of the teepee right away.
Coming out there, that's one thing that you talk about travel and how tough it is. That teepee crew gets that thing everywhere, has since 1994. They come out with a little zone read early. I thought Devin Bajek adjusted really well to that, defended it well, and started to come up with a better plan. Like I said, that B-gap, C-gap exchange, it helped us out early on. But again, they do a great job coming out. You see Shamari Brooks making a nice tackle. They had a good game plan early on. Again, we lose a little bit of the contain on the edge, working the boundary there. They come in with their big personnel, and we had to get our bigger guys in there to try to stop it on that fourth down there, short yardage situation. And there's a talented tailback, but you see our guys rallying. Jordan Starks on the stop, and you're looking at some 300-plus linemen that we're going against up front, but our defense is rallying around, and I really love the way that they're playing. Good pressure by Tyler DeSmit, and unfortunately we just missed the seam route there, and it's a nice player, nice catch.
The zone read, the whole idea with the zone read is to make it hard on that outside guy until he adjusts.
Yeah, the way they arc that offensive tackle, it gave them an extra defender, an extra gap, and but later on you'll see with some safety support, we're able to take that away from them.
The running back we were talking about right there.
Everything you'd want out of a first drive for Norman North is they jump up 7-0 on their first drive. Now it's time for our offense to get to work.
Here's what you're talking about. They did make it harder for Tyler to get yards.
Make it a lot harder, so they're packing the box, so you've got to be ready. That was an unbelievable third down play there to McQueen. What a great catch. Thought our quarterback played really well. Brandon Birch, you can see him standing in the pocket, staying where he needed to be, trying to get the ball down the field, and unfortunately, we're unable to hook up on that one. But again, our offensive line is doing a great job getting some good push in there, and we've got to punt the ball away.
But again, Jace Holt does such a nice job of keeping guys deep.
Got them deep on that end of the field, give our defense a chance to adjust a little bit. And you can see some big guys up front doing a better job. You can see right there, man, what a great job by Asa Carter and Bajek on the pressure. Outstanding coverage right there by Ugbal. What a great play. Tipping the ball away and then coming up with the interception. Quick reverse here to AK. Adrian Wilson had a nice game the other night.
That's about the only time you'll see them tackle him.
He made some really nice plays throughout the night. Get in a fourth down situation on our end of the field. Again, trying to create some of that atmosphere, and what a nice throw and catch. Love the way our guys converted on the fourth down. It's another 4-yard carry there by Tyler. Great block in there by Cutshaw. Sealed that edge off on the sprint out there, and we're able to find AK there in the end zone. He gets a foot down. I think John Madden says a hip or a knee or something right there equals 2 feet, but in high school you just got to have one. He does a great job with it.
It works out, and boy, what a nice job going left by Brandon.
They get the ball back here, and again, we're kind of in a battle, a scoring battle. Kind of go back and forth early on in the first half. You can see right now a couple of those things on that edge. We're still trying to coach it up on the sideline and make sure we're secure with that read play. What an outstanding job by our defensive end there, unblocked. Asa Carter makes a nice play. You see Kyrie Fisher in there as well. Again, you look like there's not much there, but again, that's another 5-yard carry by Tyler. Love seeing Brandon step in the pocket. Does a great job, puts the ball right on track there to Trey Brown, had his guy beat. They have to tackle him to avoid the touchdown. And so we come back in a long yardage situation. They do a nice job against the screen, reading the screen to Tyler. Going to sprint out here. What a great throw and catch out there to Spencer Howard. What a nice job. You see Coach Young celebrating there on the sideline, picking up the nice play. Got Shamari attacking the boundary there, picking up good blocking there by Lopez and Cutshaw. Great block on that backside there. See Kellen Stouter on that. Put us in here, I think, 43 yards there by Jace on that left hash. We've had a little trouble with the left hash and worked very hard with it. You can see us celebrating. I'm sure he's excited to finally get that monkey off his back.
He had that one from 45, 46.
I told him that I was going to give him a short field goal to kick, and even if we had to take a knee on the 5-yard line. But he went out there and nailed that 43-yarder.
Starting to tighten up here defensively.
Starting to tighten up just a little bit. Kyrie makes a nice play. Great coverage down the field. had guys really everywhere, and so we are able to force the scramble. You can see the way our guys have come around there. Darius on the play had a pass interference call that lengthened the drive. You see Tyler and the rest of those guys in there forcing turnovers. Just about got one. Again, our defense looking to get that ball back. Asa Carter with a great job on pressure, and there's that big tall receiver on the wheel route. We just kind of lost him in coverage there for a second.
He's 6'6". He's going to be able to go up and get some balls.
Hard to believe we'd lose a guy at 6'6". Quarterback steps in the pocket. This is one of those things that first half we had difficulty with, covering that little seam route off play action. But you can see the amount of guys all over the place in there, swarming, making the tackles. Love seeing that guy doing a great job. Jordan Kelly, defensive line. Then you got Lee Barnes in there. It's hard for me to remember all these names because I've got so many nicknames for these kids. And trying to keep from slipping calling them nicknames. But what a great job that Ugball did on the coverage down the field, forces them to kick a field goal. Get the ball to Trey Brown. You can see we've got a little bit of a package with him. We've thrown the ball deep to him, gave him the ball on a sweep there, does a nice job. It's amazing. You just loosen him up a little bit, and you see Tyler in there. Tough running inside.
Tyler is just grinding on that meat. He's just making the hamburger softer.
Exactly. Nothing there. Again, he gets about 7 yards off of that one. Great pass protection, and beat him on a little double move in the middle of the field. AK gets into the end zone.
That takes a little bit of a stutter step, but you're going to see some explosiveness from him coming up a little bit later.
Grease is starting to get a little bit hot with the offense. They're starting to pick stuff up. Defense is starting to play a little bit tougher, you can see on that edge. Unfortunately, we did a great job with it. We lost coverage, and probably really the only busted coverage we had all night. And so our guys are really starting to understand the scheme and the system. And but unfortunately, it puts them inside the red zone. But look at the guys: Asa Carter. You got Shamari Brooks. I think Shamari Brooks had about 15 tackles on the night. And unfortunately, we give up a touchdown there. And that kind of feels like about the last one, I think, before our defense adjusts. Right before the half, they kick it short. And Trey Brown gets it, and we've got great return yardage there as we get the ball down the other end.
It just explodes. About
50 seconds left in the half. Let's continue to grind it out. Let's continue to find ways to get into the end zone. See Brandon there with great presence in the pocket. I think he was about 67% on the night. And finds AK, and then CJ. Too many initials in all this. CJ Moore with a great catch and getting his foot down. And we go into the half with a big lead.
You've got to be really pleased with a lot of things. First of all, Brandon, who struggled a couple of weeks ago with some of the deep balls, he's throwing strikes left and right, and even when he doesn't get his hips flipped, he's just doing everything right.
Well, we knew he had that potential, and just working with confidence and getting some of the consistency down, understanding his receivers. You know, it's a whole new crew, and a lot of it's just knowing where your guy's going to be or what adjustments he's going to make on the scramble. And those guys are starting to come together.
And you're starting to see your defense play a little bit better, too. So just like we said, it's an interesting game. It's about to get even more interesting. Let's talk kickoffs, and we'll do that when we come back. Second half highlights, Norman North and Union coming up.
So I work in production, and I help cover a lot of college football games. There's a ton of running and lots of travel all over the place. You might think I'd go with a mega bank for the convenience, but actually I just switched to TTCU. I could have signed up online, but I decided just to walk in, and I'm so glad I did. Just for opening a checking account, they gave me $50 and $50 to a local school. And now when I travel, it's like a little piece of home is always with me. It really is unbeatable.
Welcome back to the Union Football Coaches Show. Rick Corey along with Kirk Frederick, the head coach of the Redskins. Union up 7 at the half, about to go to second half highlights against Norman North, and Coach is going to start quick.
It is. We challenged our kid kids at half, we felt like that they were playing at the pace that Norman North wanted to have, and we recognized we could play at a higher level, challenged our kids quite a bit, and right there on the kickoff, you see Io field the sky kick, and just look at the starting drive on the opponent's 45-yard line. We go deep to Deontay Calvert. What a great receiver he is, especially catching the deep ball, and quick strike gives us a 2-score lead.
That's a DNA play. I'm just faster than you.
that could be it for sure. You see a lot of guys in there. Darius Thornton in there, early Kyrie Fisher as well. Defensive line starting to play very solid. You see Shamari on the little stretch play there. Don't quite get to the tackle point, but I mean, again, lots of guys chasing the football. Shamari beating his guy underneath. Huge play. After a big game by them, now we put them in a negative situation with the huge sack. Run a little read play inside. Guys fitting it up well. You can start to see the defensive line starting to win a couple of those battles with those big offensive linemen, and the linebackers are fitting it really well. Quarterback pulls down in a scramble situation, and we've got a rally. You see Darius there, see Shade there, Kyrie. Again, trying to get that tailback on the ground is a big challenge, but you see us stretch it out. Every gap field, all the way across the field, and you see Ugball there, Aaron finish it off. Shamari coming off the edge, Kyrie's there, and of course, big Jordan Kelly, sophomore defensive lineman. Got 3 guys heading towards us there. Catches the ball, but it's way out of bounds. Got a good tip there by Shamari.
Here he goes.
How about AK? Loves it. Looks like he took off the baton on the handoff on the track team coming around the corner. And I mean, our offense, we talked a lot about our offense keeping the ball and getting our defense a chance to rest, and we've scored in 2 plays. So defensively, our guys are having to rally around and keep going. Hit a nice drag route, and they get us out of position defensively. Come back, look at the way that defensive front's playing right now. You see Asa Carter, and he's not the first on the point of attack, but there's several guys in there. I think it was Bajek. Good job with Bajek there, forcing the pass to be long and outside, and there's Starks on a little smash route defending it. Jordan had a really nice game, especially in the second half. Lots of great pressure from our guys coming across there. Bajek there, I believe it was Rosenbaum Walker as well on that pressure. They get the ball down there on a punt, and so the offense has to come out, and we've got Shamari at tailback, and he gets us out real quick with the offensive line. See Brandon just throwing the ball right on the point there, and unfortunately we aren't able to come up with it. Sprinting out there, does a really nice job to Howard, senior receiver on the outside. Shamari busts one right up the middle, very explosive.
If not for the referee, he may be gone.
Does a great job. Love seeing the play here. Brandon recognizing a weakness in the defense against the run, pulls it, throws it out there to AK. Of course, the ball in his hands after he catches it is really dangerous.
Well, and the ball's tipped, and he still had, he comes back and gets that and then explodes.
We were missing some of the short, quick passing game, and you can see Brandon doing a really nice, there's 3 in a row that we were able to hit, and guys doing a nice job downfield blocking, heading into the 4th quarter.
They got to be tired of chasing AK right about there.
4th quarter change, so we thought we'd give them a little dose of Trey at tailback, and right off the bat, those big guys up front. You see Asa coming in from the defensive line to play a little extra tight end, and we're able to hit the little sweep play there, and Trey's able to get in the end zone. Great coverage there by Mishler, finding the tailback wheel, and that's awful tough on that outside backer to follow that wheel route. He does a great job defending it. Lee Barnes in there getting good pressure, and you can see our guys just starting to cover it up, starting to frustrate Norman North just a little bit.
They're desperately now, they've got to throw it on almost every down.
How about the coverage there? Just a couple of times. Again, Aaron really defended that big 6'6" receiver after that point. How about that play right there? AK with a nice little shifty move inside. Had a heck of a night for us, and found a way to make some big plays.
Now Tyler's getting 7, 8, 9 yards.
Starting to wear down. You know, the other day we were lifting in the mornings, and he came in, I think he was squatting with his workouts at about 450 pounds on the bar just for his sets. And so very strong, very tough guy. He just gets stronger throughout the night.
You watch all those people fall off of his legs when they try to tackle him. There's a reason.
That's right. There's CJ with the nice play. Again, some of these short passes, I think our guys are doing a great job with it. Again, excellent blocking up front. You're starting to see a lot of easy things. You see Landon Wood. Landon Wood's another sophomore receiver. Landon does a great job. Gets in there. See a great block there by Warner, our tight end. Comes across, and then Tyler's able to go in for a score. Starting to get a couple of subs in here, starting to work with. You see Shade going in, making a nice play, tipping the ball away. Starting to make a couple of changes within our defense, and we take a lot of pride in that fourth quarter touchdown situation. And unfortunately, we aren't able to keep them out of the end zone for the whole fourth quarter, but we made it pretty stingy.
Yeah, you're really making them work for this here.
There's Bajek. Man, that takes a lot of discipline right there to contain a guy. Does a really nice job with it. You see Patrick Fields, sophomore safety, in there making a nice play on the short pass. Pressure's coming, and we're there. We just lose the guy just a little bit. Kyrie there on the tackle. See the big tailback coming in. It's a little different than that first quarter as he's able to come in and make a nice play. Absolutely, that's a great play. You know, defended really well by Mitchell and Starks, and just a nice play. Courtney Holmes coming in, does a really nice job carrying the football. A couple of big plays inside, doing a good job up front with our guys. You got Shiver in there, you got Trip Newfield. Those guys doing a good job moving the football, getting us some yardage. Dak Woodall on the pressure there. See Mitchell Lewis, a really nice play from the outside backer position. You can see a lot of guys there. You see Raper in there doing a really good job. I thought that made a really nice play there from the defensive line. And again, just kind of closing it out here with Dalton Teague there, forcing the quarterback. They go for it on fourth down. Palmer Watkins, what a great play by Palmer there to stop him on fourth down.
And that punter is 5'6", about 100 and nothing. So once he got a hold of him, he was going to go down. That's all there was to it. Really satisfying win against a really good football team. And to me, that's where what happened early at Jinx, Broken Arrow, all those games really paid off in that grind.
It really did. And I think that, Norman North is one of those teams that, in our tough district, like we said, there's playoff teams. These are teams that I keep telling people, all these opponents could be in that same mix, that first 3-game stretch. We talk about all those tough opponents with BA, Southmore, and Jinx. All of these teams that are in our district that we're talking about, Norman North being one of them, is one that can cause problems for you. And I was really proud of the preparation, the way we traveled, and the way our team performed.
Well, what's coming up doesn't get easier, trust me. It's Southmore and it's homecoming. We'll visit about the SaberCats when we come back on the Union Football Coaches Show.
School is starting, and there isn't a better way to show school spirit than by wearing clothes from the U-Wear store. Located next to the stadium inside the UMAC, the Union U-Wear store has everything you could ask for. Football season is here, and every Union fan needs some gear to show school spirit. From winter wear to spirit gear to everyday items, there's no going wrong at the U-Wear store. So come on down to the U-Wear store and show your school spirit.
Frontier Valley Conference. 10 schools. Broken Arrow, Bartlesville, Bixby, Bishop Kelly, Jinx, Muskogee, Owasso, Sand Springs, Sapulpa, Union. .22 sports, 509 state titles. Numbers don't lie. Frontier Valley Conference. Strength in numbers.
We're back on the Union Football Coaches Show. Rick Corey along with Kirk Frederick, the head coach of the Redskins, and now it's time to take a look in pictures, a little up close and personal with that Norman North game, and a terrific job always of getting some good still shots.
Well, Dean Atchison does a great job. Love seeing that one. There's AK trying to get in the end zone. He caught that double move across the middle and then made one last little stutter step to get into the end zone early on. You see Darius and Patrick Fields, really talented tailback. You see those guys coming in making a nice play. There you see Shea Gesser in pursuit in the background. Deontay Calvert, you can almost see his eyes just staring that down right there. I can't tell you how many times that picture right there, because Deontay does a great job on that deep ball. Here you see Shamari Brooks on a really nice quarterback sack. He beat his guy underneath, and of course in the background, Jordan Kelly. Coming Shamari again on a nice play on the outside. You see Trey Brown in pursuit on the backside, keeping leverage on the ball carrier. There's AK on a nice catch into the end zone. Really nice job on a little smash route early on, tucking the ball away for another score. Kyrie Fisher, I believe that's Devin Bayjet. There may be Tyler DeSmit, not sure, but Jordan Starks in the background there. A lot of Redskins in on the tackle. Asa Carter had a great football game. One thing about Asa, his motor never stops. He's going 1,000 miles an hour all the time and really puts a lot of pressure on the quarterback. This is that fourth down play, 4th and 2 that we snatched right off the ground, and I think that I thought AK did a really nice job throughout the night, even on the short plays.
Trey Brown just exploding on one of those short kicks, I believe.
Trey Brown coming around the corner there, what a great job. I think that was actually the sweep play that he scored on there, and you saw CJ making a nice block from the outside receiver position. I don't think CJ was on our kickoff team. That's why that was my key.
I got you. Well, he hit the corner so many times the other night.
That's
It's almost
exactly
hard to
right.
remember. All right, you got about a minute and a half to talk about Southmore.
That's not enough time.
I know. You told me after the game, I stopped and said hello, and you'd already said, hey, I'm thinking about Southmore. Tell us about this football team.
It's an extremely talented team. We knew that last year playing those guys. We got into a scoring battle early in that game. They were playing, it sounds weird, but they were playing a lot of freshmen then. You talk about a talented group of guys and a sophomore quarterback that plays like he's a senior, the Thompson kid, and just does an outstanding job. His older brother's playing at Utah now, and speed everywhere. If you want to see a fun, exciting team, just look up Southmore and watch them play. And we've got a chance in a great test this week. Remind me so much of the stuff you're seeing a lot with college football now with the Baylor, the Texas Tech, all of that wide open stuff. Give the ball to your guys in space, and they make a lot of plays. I think they opened a lot of eyes when they beat Owasso. I think they were up 40-0 before Owasso really got off the sideline last week, and it's just a tremendous athletic ability. They're coached very well. Their offense coordinator has a great scheme.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, they put 60 on Owasso. And don't forget, it's homecoming. A lot of Redskins will be back. That'll be Southmore and Union. We'll talk about it next week on the Union Football Coaches Show. Let's hope we're talking about another win. We'll see you then.